welcome to this abandoned channel. Long time no see. I am back today because I'm about to go to the Cowboy Carter tour this Saturday in Chicago. I'm so excited, and I was just thinking about, because this channel is focused on anything casual or monumental, how monumental Beyonce's existence is in culture and then also as an influence to me. So I wanted to go on this kind of like rant, this kind of proclamation, and then also to give a little bit of a reminder that Beyonce is the best performer we have, living or dead. I know that people hate to hear it. I know that people hate to hear when you proclamate your love for Beyonce because it's immediate, just like, no. Listen, this is one of those beliefs that I have so deeply ingrained inside me, where you ever have one of those things that you like so strongly believe that nobody could tell you any different? That is how strong my belief is. Jesus Christ himself could come down from heaven and be like, by the way, I did not create her as the greatest performer alive. And I'd be like, respectfully disagree. Respectfully, like, that's not correct to me. That is not correct. In thinking about like what makes the greatest performer alive, to me, it consists of the things that I see in Beyonce most, that I just have not seen anybody else touch, which are, you have to have vision, you have to be a visionary, you have to, of course, back it up with the talent, and then you have to have the work ethic. I know that as a Beyonce fan, I'm convinced because I've been seeing her journey, but I'm also very well versed on her as an artist and what it takes to be Beyonce. And, you know, like, I really should say, like, agree to disagree. Like, I'm not the law. Like, what I say is not fact. I'm not the end all be all. Like, I'm not Bible. You can disagree with me and your opinion is valid. I'm, like, supposed to say that. But, like, I just kind of feel like if you don't agree, you're valid. I just don't think that people who don't see her as one of the greatest performers alive, one of the greatest artists alive, are like really like exposed and educated on the things that she has done to be where she is at. You know what I mean? And this is one of those things where nobody will convince me out of this. And if you do have a different opinion and you would like to comment something, the prerequisite to being in my comment section is just being respectful. If you're not respectful, you are not going to be there. Okay? There have been so many people's comments that I've deleted because it is my channel at the end of the day. I know some people say that it's like inauthentic to delete certain things, even if you don't like agree with them. If you're being rude and disrespectful, I'm not creating a space for you. Sometimes I stop reading videos on my channel because I'm like, I don't know if that was just like me being sensitive or if that was somebody just like expressing a real opinion that has hurt my feelings. So just know that. Anyway, as I'm talking about Beyonce, I kind of wanted to I kind of wanted to just go on a little rant about like, she hits every part of the whole. She has the vision, she has the work ethic, she has the talent. When I think about the work ethic, genuinely nobody in my mind touches her. Like, even if you look at the past 5 years of work that she has done, it is awe-inspiring. It is something I shake at the thought of like fulfilling. Okay, let's just, what the heck was she doing these past 5 years? Okay. In 2020, she came out with, what was it? The Lion King, The Gift album. And then from that, she made Black is King, the movie, which is also the soundtrack. She voiced Nala, which I know that was like 5 minutes of work because it wasn't for real, but like, she was in there. That was around 2020, and then also like through 2020 to 2025. She, of course, came out with Renaissance, and while doing Renaissance, of course, she recorded it, and then the tour took 4 years. This is another thing that, like, I really want people, if they're confused about, like, why is Beyonce so hyped? Like, why do people love her this much? It's because she comes out with these works of art and then she makes documentaries on them, and we see into her creative process, and her creative process is just so unbelievable, is such a vision that it just like it just it's just, I I truly challenge anybody who thinks that I'm just like lying to look into the Homecoming documentary, and then um and then Renaissance, because that, like, the thing she's doing the thing she's doing in a day. Like, in one of the documentaries, she talked about how she gave birth to twins unexpectedly. After she gave birth, it was like pre-birth, she was supposed to perform for Coachella. I can't speak. For some reason, she was supposed to perform for Coachella. She didn't. She gave birth to the twins a couple months later, like a few months later. She went on she went on this intense diet of like no meat, no sugar, no alcohol, no fruit, no dairy, no joy, basically. I don't know what the heck that woman was eating. I have no idea what the heck that woman was eating. All while learning, like, how to craft the show of Coachella. And then in crafting the show, doing rehearsals for months and pushing herself so far that it was just it was incomprehensible. That's like one part of her documentary that was just amazing and crazy. Like, I can't even imagine giving birth to twins. She almost died also when she gave birth to twins. If I almost die by giving birth to twins, I'm not working for a year, okay? As if I have Beyoncé money, I'm not working for a year. Anyway, so we're going back the past 5 years. Sorry. She came out with Black is King. She voiced Nala. She, of course, came out with Renaissance. The Renaissance tour took 4 years. What? How in the world are you going to make an album, build a tour around it, and then come out with it 4 years later and then tour it? You have to, like, have your hand so on the pulse and know what the people like. That's phenomenal to me. I know that artists do it all the time. They'll, like, write a song and come out with it, like, a decade later, but it just is really impressive to me. And then she came out with Cowboy Carter. Along with Cowboy Carter, now she's on tour with Cowboy Carter. She came out with Sir Davis, her alcohol brand, when you don't know how to describe anything. Sacred. I don't know what it takes, like, on the back end, but there's so many things other than just, like, the combinations of things. But she just, like, you just know, like, anything she puts herself in, it just comes out perfect. Like, it comes out perfect. It comes out so just, I don't know how to describe it, but if you have that many things on your plate, I don't expect them to be even remote. I don't even expect them to be, like, good, but she's not putting anything, her stamp on anything unless it's great. So yeah, work ethic to me just unmatched. Like, I can't even imagine what it takes to be her. I would hate that. I literally shudder at the thought. Vision and talent. When I first fell in love with Beyonce, I was, I think, around 16, because that's when Lemonade came out, when I was 16. And I didn't know that much about Beyonce. I didn't really keep up with Beyonce. I understood that they were, like, fans that were, like, really intense, but I was like, I don't get it. Not in, like, a defiant way. That's also another thing, is, like, when people disagree and they so, like, really, like, fervently are against your passion for her, it's like, what is that? What is behind that? What the heck is behind that? Especially with her country album coming out, people being like, it's not country. Just be honest. Just be honest about your biases, because a lot of the time people don't want to say, I feel like it's crazy, because I don't feel like people who are saying, like, it's not country, that you didn't even listen to the album, really. You didn't listen to the album. People saying, like, she didn't get album of the year, she didn't deserve album of the year. You didn't listen to more than a song, and you only listened to that song because it was on the radio, and you turned it off in defiance. It's like, you're not even willing to give her a chance. You're not well versed on the things that it takes to be her. You're acting like Ice Spice came out with a country album, and, like, the backlash was crazy, because she's the most, talk about work ethic and talent. She is the most Grammys anybody has ever won. The hell? The most Grammys anybody has ever won. wanted to dabble in country. She's from Texas, and people were upset about it. It's like some of you guys are just a lot more afraid of like being accused of being racist than actually looking at your racism and like acknowledging it and saying and like claiming it, because it's like very like some of you guys are not like, because you're like the defiance against recognizing the excellence, it's just obnoxious, you know. You wouldn't know. The haters wouldn't know. That's another thing about like Beyonce is I feel like some of my joy about Cowboy Carter winning country album and then album of the year was a little bit taken away by seeing the backlash, because it was like, this is the hardest working woman in the music industry, and because you're so blinded and so unwilling to like even understand what you don't understand, it kind of makes me sick. Anyway, work ethic and talent, vision and talent. To me, Lemonade is the most, it deserved album of the year, deserves album of the century. Although it's not the album that I listen to most, it is my favorite album in terms of the fact that Lemonade truly is making your horrible circumstances into something of value. If Jay-Z, looking like Jay-Z, publicly humiliated me like that, Beyonce, I'm not coming out with a life-changing, earth-shattering album that defines generations and creates culture. I am like getting so angry that he would need like a restraining order over me, and I would not again work for a year. I literally would not be productive ever. Like I would just be so mad. I would be talking about the elevator incident. It would be stupid. Like the album Lemonade, I feel like the people who get it are the people that are going to be on this video. The people who don't get it, I just kind of feel like, I don't know how to explain to you. If you'd really turn your deepest, darkest pain into that, you can do it. You can do anything. That's great. It was just, I think that great art, especially great music, the writing has to lead in great projects, and Lemonade to me, I was listening to All Night today and thinking about that one part of All Night where she says nothing real can be threatened. What are some other moments? There was like a specific part where she like it moved my soul. Basically, if you really analyze the best of Beyonce's albums, lyrics I feel like typically always come first, and that is also the vision of the lyrics being a part of like her voice is I was just telling my husband the other day, I don't think anybody else has a more beautiful voice. I don't think that anybody, like in my opinion, I'm somebody who also doesn't know vocals at all. I just, from my view, cannot see anybody else doing what she does, working the way she does, being the triple threat that she is. Although the acting, I don't know. Because I know it's like hard for her to like mold into like anything other than like her like self, you know. I don't know. Anyway, that is just like, I'm so excited to see her. Also, Bayhive, I'm excited for our outfits to be viewed together. I'm excited to witness everybody. Like I kind of want to interview people to be like, what inspired your outfit? Because I know everybody has a story, and it just is the feeling of culture that is created at the concerts is just something I had never felt before until I stepped into Renaissance. I'm so excited. And Beyonce is more than a person. She is like, her energy is awe-inspiring. She has created movements. She kind of is a movement herself. And she's the greatest performer of all time. You can disagree, but honestly, I kind of feel like if you do, you might just be uninformed. Somebody commented on one of my other videos on Beyonce telling me that this, like, a video of mine was not well researched. there's no research that goes into these videos, okay? This is me. This is a girl on her couch. This is a girl on her couch. And that's like literally like I am not Beyonce in the way that I'm like trying to make the best, like most objective, least debatable piece of work. Like everything about my channel is the things that I feel and I just like put them up. Anyway, wherever you are, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you have an amazing morning, afternoon, or night. And please, if you see me at Cowboy Carter, say hi. What the heck? I'd be so happy to see people on my channel out in the wild. That would be crazy. Okay, have an amazing, valuable morning, afternoon, or night.